Well, Hasbro recently announced that they are re-releasing the classic Kenner Ecto Glow figures. Good news for a lot of fans around the world. I've seen many different opinions on this, on different groups, and I thought I'll just throw my opinion into the ring. Why not? So, first thing really is, I think it's good that they're re-releasing them. Not everyone can afford to buy the originals now. They're quite hard to find, and they tend to go for stupid money. I mean, there was a auction in America fairly recently where I think in dollars, I think the full set went for about $4,500, I think it was, or just under that. So they do tend to go for a lot of money. And obviously, not everyone's going to pay that. Now, I've seen some people worried that the value on these originals would go down. Now, personally, I don't care because I don't collect this stuff for its value. I collect this stuff because I like it. So the value of this doesn't really mean a lot to me, you know. But I don't think it's going to make a massive difference to the value because there's two types of collectors. There's the collectors who will want the originals, would prefer the originals. I'm a collector who would prefer the originals over the reissues, so I still would have went out and sought these. And there's many collectors like that. So it might make a little difference to the value, but I don't think it's going to make a massive difference. But obviously, I could be wrong. Obviously, I'm just speculating, so time will tell. Now, the actual figures, I've never actually been a massive fan of the Ecto Glow figures, if I'm honest. I like the originals that come out, whereas these, I just think they're a bit weird looking, you know. They're not my favourites, certainly. I'm not saying I hate them by any means, but just not the sort of thing I really would have played with back in the day. And it's funny, because before Afterlife came out, you could get these for about £100 a figure. Which, yeah, so about £500 for the set-ish, you know. And then there was this auction on eBay where I think a full set went for about £2,000, and that just pushed the value sky high. And personally, I don't think they're worth that much. I wouldn't pay that for them, but obviously it's the market that dictates that. Not me, or not you, it's just the whole market. But I'm curious to see how they package them, because because it sounds like they're going to be in a box together, like as a set, rather than selling them individually, because it's a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, which is something I'll get into in a minute. So I'll be curious to see if they package them in like the individual cards that then come in a box, or if I've just got that wrong and misunderstood and it is just going to be sold separately. But as far as I can tell, it's going to be sold as a set. I think it's a shame they didn't do Lewis Tully, because Lewis Tully was in this set, and I think because of that, the Lewis Tully figure in this original range might get pushed up in value a bit. Again, time will tell on that one. I actually think it's a shame that they didn't push it a bit further, because my issue really with the re-releases, I don't have a problem with re-releases, I just wish they'd just, rather than just re-release it, I wish they'd just do stuff a bit extra. Like, why not have done 6 figures, do the Lewis, but also throw in a Janine? I know there's been fan-made Janines, but they didn't do Janine in this range back in the day. There was also planned to be released an Ecto Glow Copter. Why not give us that? Give us that and the 4 main figures, you know, just give us stuff that wasn't released. Because I noticed they've been doing that with Star Wars now recently, so they've been doing some characters in the old Kenner style that we didn't get back in the day, and I'd love for them to do that in the real Ghostbusters range. I always thought with the Ecto 1 that they reissued, rather than just reissuing the Ecto 1, why not, you know, boof it up a bit, if that's even the right term. Add some lights, add some extra paint apps, things like that, rather than just basically releasing a replica of the original. But yeah, so I don't have an issue with them being re-released. Like I said, I know some people have. I don't. You know, I think it's good that people that can't afford the originals have the opportunity to get them. But, talking of opportunity, they're San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, so the opportunity is not going to be quite as easy as some may have hoped. Now, I'm sure some will go online after, whatever stock they have left, but my concern is that's only going to be America. And again, I hope I'm wrong about this, because I'm only speculating in this video. I don't really know much else at the moment. But I don't think they're going to be available in the UK. Again, I'd love to be wrong, because I do want to get a set of the reissues. I'd actually like to get 2 sets, because I'd like to get a set of the reissues just to keep in the box, because I'm a collector, and, you know, despite having the originals, it's a sort of weird thing us collectors do. But I'd actually like to get a set to open. I think it would be quite cool. I did that with the original reissues, which I still need to do that with the Fright Features reissues. I'll get around to getting another set of those to open at some point. So really, if they're not released on the UK website and only go on the American one, then that means we're basically left to scalpers. And obviously, price-wise, I mean, what's the price going to be on the set? I'm going to guess $100. I think they're going to do it about $25 a figure. You know, maybe if they're really generous, they'll do it at $80, 20 a figure. But I think it's going to be the $100 for the set, which means scalpers are going to be wanting $200 for the set, and then of course shipping is just absolutely bonkers at the moment. So I think to get a set of these on eBay, not these, the reissues, you're going to be looking at $250, $300. That's what I think is going to happen. I hope I'm wrong. I mean, if they come out on the UK website, I'm going to jump on them. But yeah, not much more I can say really. I think it's a good thing. I just wish they'd made them more accessible. And I don't really like the way the market goes with a lot of these convention exclusives where stuff's exclusive to one convention. It just, I don't know, it just makes some of these things really elitist stuff feel like oh, you can only get it one place, you know, and I just don't think that's fair on the rest of the country or the world. Like, why not make certain figures a convention exclusive rather than a specific convention exclusive? So maybe say these Ecto Glow reissues are convention exclusives for 2025. It'll be available at every convention or every big convention in that year around the world. Rather than just this one specific convention. That's not going to happen, but that's what I'd like to see happen. I actually think Funko are probably one of the better companies for that, because I think that a lot of their convention exclusives, they just change the sticker. So I think like sometimes it'll have convention exclusive, but then it will say store exclusive, things like that. So maybe that's a better option, but I mean, you know, I'm throwing all this out there. Hasbro listening to me. Don't listen to anyone. They certainly going to listen to me. But yeah, I think it's good that they've made them available. I just wish they made them more available, if that makes sense. And I hope there is enough stock to make sure everyone who wants them gets them. But time will tell. Let me know what your thoughts are on the Ecto Glow reissues, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Until then, keep on busting.
Want to give a big shout out to the Magic Ghostbuster. Hey Darren, very, very impressive.